If you're looking to up-level your auditions and book your dream role in 2023, you can register for our free audition training, and you can learn how one actor went from stressful auditions to booking a Hollywood blockbuster and 2 series lead in the same year. And do that, go to laughingvikings.com/audition hero, and you can register for our 3 video series. We did the event live back in January, then we did it again in July, and we've made the videos available. So let's actually bring up the page there, BK Broiler. So again, it's laughingvikings.com/audition hero. And the 3-part video series, we did it in 3 days. And in video 1, we talk about how to start your hero's journey. And I like how I put and in there twice. And elevate your audition mindset. We're also proofreading the website right now as well. That's part of the reason I'm doing this. How to start your hero's journey and elevate your audition mindset. Video 2, busting the top 5 acting myths. How to create your audition elevation system to find, shoot, and book more auditions. And then on day 3, we talked about how to create your big picture transformation in your life and in your career, smash through those obstacles, and do that with Actors Audition Club. So if you want to up-level your auditions with hundreds of other growth-minded actors, you can get instant access to that audition training, and just go to laughingvikings.com/audition hero, and you can learn the top habits, systems, and processes that today's working actors are using to book more roles in TV, film, and theater, and book your dream role in 2023. That's the goal. We're doing it.
Do you have any ideas as to when the next Audition Hero event will be happening, Lars?
Yeah, I've been debating whether that should be I think the end of a year and the beginning of a year is always a great time in people's lives and in careers. Everyone's looking back at your last year, looking forward to the next year, figuring out what you want to change and courses that you want to take, classes that you want to take. So, it's between the end of the year or the beginning of the year. What do you think?
Probably beginning of the year. I think beginning of the year is always better because then you have a fresh start going in, right?
Yeah, and I feel like the last couple of weeks, everyone's all discombobulated with Christmas and travel and holidays and family and presents. Not discombobulated, but focusing on that stuff, I guess. Sometimes discombobulated.
And sometimes there's not enough special events happening in January. Like you have New Year's and New Year's Day, but then like after that, there's not much.
Then what?
But January could be Audition Hero month.
I like it. That's a good way to launch. So for those of you, I think those actors out there, if you're looking to make changes and adjustments specifically in your audition processes and systems, then stay tuned. You can start right now by getting on board with Actors Audition Club Audition Hero training. But then you can also join the wait list. We can flip the wait list up here too, and then we'll talk about what people can actually be doing right now. Wait list. If you want to join the priority wait list so that you'll be the first notified when we do open the community again, when we do our next enrollment, go to laughingvikings.com/join. And before we make that public, actually, that's what we'll do. We'll do Audition Hero in the new year, which then leads to our new enrollment. But everyone who's on that wait list will get access to the new enrollment before it goes live and before it goes public. So if you want to get like the sneak peek, make sure you get on that wait list, laughingvikings.com/join. So right now, if you need help with your auditions and you're not a member, but you know that you want to make some changes and you want to seize your last few opportunities of the year in December, because they're still casting for shows and for roles right now. Most of them will be shooting in the new year if you're doing an audition right now. I guess there might be a few last commercials and TV and series roles that are wrapping up in the next couple of weeks. But if you want to get a jump on things right now and you need help with those auditions, you can go to laughingvikings.com/auditions and you can book a studio audition session with one of our session directors, or you can do it via Zoom. Let's bring up that page, Brandon.
Yeah.
And actually, this is a good time to talk about what Actors Audition Club is all about and what it actually entails. So whether you're a member or not, scroll up. So Actors Audition Club, it's a system of support and systems and processes that we put together so that you never have to worry about your auditions. You don't have to have the stress or worry about the tech troubles. You don't have to bug your family and friends. So we offer one-on-one live coaching sessions in studio via Zoom. We've got some online courses and some interactive live workshops that we do every year, like Audition Hero. We have often weekly guest speakers on the podcast and occasionally in our special master classes like we just did with Tom Todoroff recently. And we've really got all the resources that you need to elevate your auditions and ultimately to book more roles in TV, film, and theater. So scroll down, Brandon. We'll just go through all of our services, just especially in case some people, I know we have regular listeners and viewers every week, but if you're new to Actors Audition Club, the first thing that we do, one of our audition services, is virtual audition sessions. And so you can connect online with one of our session directors who are working actors, people who have worked in the business, currently acting, currently auditioning, who have been involved in the casting process and are familiar with the self-tape auditioning process. And even last minute castings, if you get them last minute and you need that quick turnaround, you don't know where to get it done. Our sessions include a reader, a director, an editor, and then we take care of the file transfer so that ultimately you as the actor, you only need to worry about your own prep, your own craft, your own performance. Obviously, we'll help you with that and we'll give you suggestions, but you don't have to worry about any of the tech stuff. You just choose your session director, the date and the time. We've got easy online scheduling every day, 7 days a week, generally between 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. You can book someone. Brandon, you run those all the time. Yesterday, you ran a bunch here in the studio.
Mm-hmm. And I ran one online as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you like running the Zoom ones, yeah?
Oh, they're great. I get to come home, I sit down, I get to enjoy, and like, I don't know, there's something, because Tom always likes to say, I'm surprised when actors don't feel comfortable performing, especially in their own homes.
Right.
And like, there's so much comfortability now, partially because I'm doing the Saturday workshop all the time, and like I'm performing in my room and with green screens, and like I can take my imagination everywhere, right? And like it just is, it's so freeing, right? And I really enjoy it, and like connecting with Jareen Ignatius in Stratford, and then connecting with D2 Thacker, who's in Toronto, but she's in the West End. And like just connecting with so many people that we wouldn't otherwise, but like we have become close. Like I had a session with Jareen on Sunday, and I haven't seen Jareen in months, and it was so great to see her and to see her process, and like to see how she's grown in the past couple of months, and like what she's working on, what she's doing, and like it's just so much fun.
Right. Yeah, and you did a session with Joao Pinho, who's also a member of Todoroff's Conservatory. He lives just outside Lisbon in Portugal.
Yeah.
Pip as well, too.
Pippa Winslow in London, England.
Yeah.
She had a callback for a major movie after the tape that we worked on.
That's one of the great things about this new virtual world is we get to work with actors all over the world, but also actors get to audition for projects all over the world that always you would have had to be in that city for a live audition. So it's really allowed people to cast their net wider on the casting side of things, but also those hustling actors is you can apply to way more roles in other markets, at least for the first audition. If they do in-person callbacks, you might have to get there, but you do a great job and they want you, then and the opportunity is big enough, then go for it. So that's the first thing. Virtual audition sessions. We still run a lot of in-studio audition sessions here at our studio in Toronto, and we're in the works of securing some partner studios in other major markets and other major cities, so that no matter where you are, if you're near a big market, you could have an in-studio option. But that's the same thing. We just had Cheryl was in here working with Paul Beer on an episode, an audition for an episodic streaming series.
Yep.
And so you can connect with the session directors here in the studio. And what do? We help you craft a professional looking audition. That includes the session director working as the reader, giving you redirects, snipping it together, editing it together with the slates, and doing the file transfer. Usually we use WeTransfer. Sometimes we're directly uploading to the casting sites. But again, so that as the actor, you don't have to think about all that stuff. You can just focus on your performance, focus on your craft, and just relax and have fun and have the joy of the creative process rather than the nitty gritty of the technical and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Cue the sirens. And next, what do we got here? Oh, and the podcast. That's a big part of everything. Every week we go live here. You can ask questions live on air, either through the comments or by being a guest. Every week we're interviewing actors, comedians, film industry professionals. And if you're just finding this episode first for the first time, go back into the archives. We've got Mary Lou Rosado did a great episode on Shakespeare. We had Daniel Levinson did a talk about fight choreo and
fight coordination.
Yeah, and all across the board. We always talk about people's origin stories, how they got started, their advice, what worked with them, challenges that they've run into, and how to get over those. So there's a wealth of knowledge, and I really love that. This is episode 116. We've got 115 episodes, so that hours and hours and hours of expertise and career experience and life experience from actors, comedians, film industry professionals. Next, slide down. And we need to do more of these, but we're starting to get in the habit of these monthly training meetups with Q&A sessions. We just did the special masterclass with Tom, but it's an opportunity for our members to get together, usually via Zoom, and you can ask if you've got random weird questions, you need help with something, an opportunity to meet other actors internationally, as we discussed, to collaborate and make new connections, share stories and share victories. I think that's a big part of any community. Is the worst is if you get into a community and a clique of actors or artists or people in general who are cynical and skeptical and sarcastic and complainers and moaners and groaners and ruminators and talking about how everything sucks.
Yeah, and I think sometimes actors think that the victory comes from the booking, and that's not the case. That's not always the case. If you're being seen by the same casting director every now and again, like, that's a big win. That's a huge win. And like, looking at the little victories and making sure that you're taking account as to what you're actually winning on. And like, that's so important, because like, you only have you in this industry. And like, the more you build a community and the more you build a collaborative space that you can come together and like really fine and hone your craft, which we do at these monthly training meetups, like, the better you're going to feel, and the more you're going to feel connected to a group of people in a community. And like, that's only going to help you grow as a performer.
Yeah, it takes a team. I mean, everything's better with a team and with a group and like support, people to talk to, people who lift you up, especially, not just people who moan and groan and commiserate and talk about how everything's so hard and how everything sucks. And you see that a lot in all avenues, not just in the arts, but you see people who misery loves company. So don't be those people. And we're putting together this based on the podcast and based on these master classes. We're putting together our video training library, which is, again, hours and hours and hours of, I think we've pretty much in these 115 episodes covered almost every topic that you could run into. And the great thing about Actors Audition Club is it doesn't matter where you are in your career. You could be someone who's brand new, just graduated from theater school or film school, or maybe you didn't go to one of those formal institutions and you want to break into the industry, maybe part-time while you still have your other job, and or you're a seasoned vet and you've been doing this for 30 years and you've worked in TV, film, theater, but you're at a point where you want to elevate yourself and you want to grow and you want to reach a new level, learn new things, connect with new people. One of the ways that we can do that is through our video training archives from these episodes and from these monthly meetups. So we talk about how to find more auditions, We've talked about improving your preparation and your rehearsal process, common audition mistakes, how to find new agent representation. We talked a lot about marketing as well, and the business side of things, how to put together your materials, and how to think about marketing yourself to the world as well. And I think there's just been a overall emphasis on training and growing. I think that's the first thing. If someone was like, how do I become an actor? I would say start taking classes. That's the first thing.
Yeah, someone reached out to me. I had a commercial that recently went national, and someone reached out to me asking who my agent was and if I could put in a good word for them. And I said, "Are you taking any classes? Or what are you doing?" And I really do believe that finding an agent is such a personal process, and the more you give, the better you're going to receive. And like, you have to do the work first before anything happens. And like, just randomly applying to agents isn't going to help you. You have to put in the work with classes and find a community that gets you doing things and gets you into the industry. And like, take improv classes, take whatever, take vocal classes, take something so that you're doing something. And that's what I told them. And they were asking what classes I had preferred and what classes I had done. And I told them about Tom Todoroff, and I told them about Karen Ivani, who I've worked with, and Lynn Cormack, and Louis Bowmander, and Second City, and Bad Dog. And, the list goes on and on as to what you can take, even just in Toronto. This is all just in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Right. And now, because of Zoom, you can take people's classes all over the world too.
Exactly.
So you can study with people everywhere in New York City and in LA, and you connect with those coaches and mentors. Yeah, it's funny how some people think they put the cart before the horse, where they think like, they think maybe it is just about a look, or I look cool, or I'm very beautiful, or whatever it is, and they're like, make me a star by submitting me to things. But if you don't have some training, and certainly for an agent to market you, you also need some materials like professional headshots, like a resume, like a demo reel.
And because with any relationship, there's always a give and take, right? Like, you have to be willing to give just as much as you're willing to take. Like, an agent isn't just going to work for you for nothing. You have to put in the work.
Well, they get 15%, they get 15%, and that implies that you're the other 85%, and 15% zero is zero. So to an agent, if you go to them too soon, then it's like, well, what's in it for them as well? And I think a lot of people think that that's an agent's job, is just to like, make me famous, tell the world I'm good and validate me.
But I was able to send them the video of Carolyn Sterling coming on our podcast and and having a very honest conversation about finding an agent and how she believes it's a personal journey as well. And like, it's about personal connections. And that's
that's a great example of that, of being on the topic of our training library. Is we've had and Carolyn's an agent / manager, and she talked about how to approach people like herself, and what you need to have put together, and how that relationship is supposed to work. So just a brief example on that. Okay, let's scroll down. What do we got?
Hi, I'm Lars.
There's the wait list. You can get on the wait list, but regardless of whether you're a member right now, you can still book. There's 2 ways to book sessions with us. If you go to laughingvikings.com/auditions, is the page that Brandon was just on.
Right here.
So we do those virtual audition sessions. If you're a non-member, they're $79. That includes a professional reader, 45 minutes of on-camera time. We'll take care of the slate for you. That gives us 15 minutes to edit and slap it together. And then we'll immediately transfer the file to you and or your agent. And our session directors are those one-on-one virtual director / coach to help you craft your performance. Members, one of the benefits to being a member, in addition to the monthly meetups and the video training library and all the other perks, is preferred pricing. So they're only $49 for members. So one of the benefits. If you're doing more than one audition per month and you want our help, better to be a member. Or you can do the in-studio option if you scroll down there a little bit, Brandon. Excuse me. The in-studios for non-members are $89. Same thing, professional reader, 45 minutes on camera. We'll take care of the slate. 15 minutes for us to snip together. We transfer it to you and your agent so that you walk in, you walk out, it's all done. Or $59 for the members. So once again, if you're not a member, hop on laughingvikings.com/join, and that'll allow you to join the priority notification list so that before we open up the next enrollment to the public, you'll get first crack at it, which usually includes some early bird bonuses that you wouldn't get if you were to join later with the general public. So hop on that old wait list, or next time you get an audition session or an audition request from your agent, just hop on laughingvikings.com/auditions, and you can book us directly virtually, no matter where you are in the world, or if you're in the GTA in the Toronto area, you can come see us in person.